Your new assignment for today is 4.3.6 Puzzle Cube CAD Multiview Drawings. Okay, these are dimensions. Let me read this a little bit to you. In this assignment, you will turn in a Google Doc or a Word document with 6 screenshots. One will be the screenshot of your Puzzle Cube folder in Onshape. So it should have 5 separate documents in that folder. Also, 5 screenshots, each showing a fully dimensioned multi-view drawing with each puzzle piece, with the correct front view. This is worth 30 points. This is your biggest assignment of the quarter. Okay, you are going to have 4 instructional videos. The one I'm making right now, this one here, this video shows you how to go from a shape to a multi-view drawing on Onshape and dimension it. This one shows you that if you have the wrong front view, how to fix it. This one is just an example of dimensioning. Now, I know a lot of you have not seen dimensioning in a little bit, so we are going to go over that real quick in English, not the fancy words. Junior, AirPods out. Junior, AirPods out. Now, we got a few little rules here to follow. The first one is basically you want to make everything the correct size. Whatever size it is in real life, not what size it is on the paper. Let's see if I can fix this real quick. Best fit. All right. Next, include all dimensions that you need to make it. Okay. Also, the biggest numbers should be the furthest away from the object. So when you move the numbers further away, you see that we don't have any cross lines. See here, cross lines, those are bad. Biggest numbers furthest away. Include all the dimensions you need to make the object once, but only once. Okay, if you don't have the dimensions, you can't make the object. So this is a correct view. Remember when I said once and only once? If you put all the dimensions in there twice, it gets really confusing and ugly pretty quickly. Okay. So you just see a bunch of duplicates. Now, this is called chain dimensioning, where you put a bunch of them next to each other. Now, that's bad. AirPod out. If you have a mistake here, it's going to be multiplied. You want to avoid that. Chain dimensioning you can do, but it's not the best, so we try to avoid it. A better way to do that is datum dimensioning. Now, in datum dimensioning, everything on here is from a single point, just like an XY axis. So you can see here, this point is, 0.75 in the X direction away from the datum. Datum means origin or starting point. All these points here, they're this far up from the origin, just like an XY point when you're graphing in algebra. All right. Here, this is where to put your dimensions. Okay. There's always a best view to put a dimension on. The reason these are bad is because these are to a T. By a T, you have 2 lines coming together to make a T. We want to avoid that. Do not dimension to a T. Do dimension to a detail. A detail is an edge or a corner. So you can see these 2 edges here. They're much better than these 2 T's. So that's why that is better. See the difference? Back and forth, back and forth. All right, almost done with this. Connect all your numbers to one and only one view. Check. This one, we call this staying inside the box. You want to dimension all your numbers, your dimensions inside the box. It just looks better. So here's when it's inside the box. Here's when it's outside the box. Looks much better. You will notice that there is one outside the box. Well, let's talk about that. Next rule, do not dimension to a hidden line. Okay, you have a detail somewhere else that you can see, like over here. But over here, not only is that a hidden line, it is also a T. Most hidden lines are T's. You want to avoid them whenever possible. So again, the correct view. Let's see here. Don't draw on shapes. That just makes it look really ugly and messy, and you can't tell what's going on. And that's enough of that. Okay, so that's great and all, but how do we actually go about dimensioning? There is a algorithm, a set of steps that you can use to make sure that you dimension everything once, but only once. All right, step 1, datum. Find all our datums, okay? There's one, there's one, there's one. All right, step, Junior. Yeah, don't, my turn. Step 2, we are going to do the length first on the front view. That's the most important. We're going to go from left to right. Okay, where are my details? Well, I have a detail here, 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 and here, but those are all T's. I want to avoid those, so I have a detail here, 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 and here. All right, so I'm going to erase those real quick. All right, so my first detail, 0.75 from left to right. I get to my first detail, I label it. Put the little arrows in there. Second detail is here. I'm gonna label that 1.5. Should probably use a pen. Now the third detail, just thinking ahead, if I put it down here, later on when I go to label this, I'm going to get lines that are crossing. So that's going to be bad. I want to avoid that. So because it's a detail up here, I can label it up top and it won't be a problem. Okay, step 3. We want to do height, but because we're doing it from the datum away from the datum, and the datum's at the bottom, we're going to go from bottom to top. Okay. Over here, 0.75. Okay, the next detail, as I'm going from bottom to top, is going to be 1.5. And I don't want to cross lines here, so I'm going to go backwards. All right, so I can actually label that here 2.25. And finally, last but not least, step 4 is I'm going to go from front to back. And I can do either view, they're the same, so I could label it over here, but I'm going to label it over here. All right, so if you follow those steps on your multi-view drawing, your dimension multi-view drawing, you will label everything once, but only once. You need to do this correctly for all the pieces on your cube. This is your biggest assignment of the entire quarter, and you will later be tested on this. Any questions? Okay, I'm going to turn off the video, then you guys can ask questions. I can figure out how to turn off the video.